just sitting in the living room. I'm like, all right, I'll see you later. I'm gonna be busy.
Alright, we're live now. Hi, everyone that's not watching.
Hi, I totally put that thing up there the wrong way, too.
Of course.
Well, no, because I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, well, there's no plate I put on the back of it and then slide it on and then bolt it to it. I was like, okay, ooh, I got an idea. So I disassembled the connection piece, like pull the pins out in the rod, so I and screwed the plate on that, and I'm holding this giant TV bouncing up here trying to screw shit.
Nice.
Oh, God. Good time.
That thing's fucking heavy.
The mount? Or the TV?
The mount.
Weird.
Like, it's...
TV's probably like a pound.
Yeah, the LED.
These things are tiny.
That, I'm kind of itching. I want to buy another one of these monitors.
Yeah.
Like, and then have two screens.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's what I have here, and it's so nice.
Yeah, I gotta hook up my other monitors, so I gotta get a DVI to VGA. I got a new workstation at work. I got a Lenovo X1 Carbon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so sweet. I got like a 200 gig SSD in it, and it's just it's so nice. I don't have to worry about I/O speeds. I don't have to do anything. I got the nice little ThinkPad USB 3.0 dock. Ooh. I got 3 screens. Oh, it's just it's a coder's paradise.
Yeah, no kidding. Damn.
Motherfucker. God damn. I am so stiff.
Old men cast.
Old cast.
I thought I was maintaining pretty good, but man, if I could hit 11 o'clock, I was done.
Well, are we ready to kick off the sleepy cast?
Let's kick off the sleepy cast.
Let's just take a hot nap.
Fuck, I just want to go fucking hot tubbing. Fuck this.
Hot tub cast.
Yeah, we'll just bring your computer out there.
We'll go remote. I just need a USB extender. I don't know, 3/4 of a mile, and.
All right. Do you guys have what you've been playing?
Yep.
Hello to everyone watching.
Oh, I should probably pop up in show notes.
And not a lot that was going on this week. It's really tough now that it's getting to pre-E3 time.
Yeah, because everyone's going dark.
Yeah, everyone's not talking about anything, and all it is just rumors about stuff.
And like bad news out of EA.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look, we fired a bunch of people.
Surprise.
That's not a surprise.
Alright, let's get this thing started. You ready, gents?
I'm just getting show notes out. Hold on.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally downloaded Sleeping Dogs for free.
Boom!
Oh, Fatal Frame 2 is only $10. Oh god. Why?
Why, God, why?
That's it? Wow.
Is it for what? Releases?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we got. Real quiet times.
Nice. Alrighty. Let's minimize that and set that over there.
Alright. Let's kick this pig.
Indeed.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Over there's Knobs.
Sup?
And over there's the Hannah.
Hey.
Let's get started with what you've been playing, Mr. Noobs.
Alrighty. Well, obviously, Monday Night Game Night continues to go on. A big thanks for Zero Tolerance. It kind of cleared a spot out for Tomsy. We had a rare appearance of El Moon Pier into the ranks. It was a good time. Then we played No Mercy, and it was rough.
No Mercy's usually rough.
It was really brutal, as always. You check the thread for all the other details and whatnot. I will make sure I get Zero Tolerance in there next week. So, Good times. And in the meantime of waiting for everything, because I didn't have bowling for once on a Monday night,
Oh, yeah.
I got to sat around and play Hexic for about an hour and like lost my brain.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
I think I was in a text or not text chat, but it was in a party chat with Scott Nintendo, and I literally couldn't form a sentence while I was playing that game. So this goes here. I
turn a pearl.
I turn there. What? I don't.
My brain.
What's this? Why do they keep clearing? I haven't looked at anything yet. What's going on?
My brain parts.
But yeah, so I played that and I died pretty quickly. The first bomb I think killed me because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh yeah.
Like just trying to maneuver pieces around and like I forgot like every turn of anything it ticks down. I'm like, oh no. Wait, how long do I got left? 2? 1? Oh dang. All right. Well, time to put up for dead. So
should have just fired up Puzzle Arcade.
Yeah.
No thinking required for that.
Yeah, enough thinking though. Slam. And lastly, I played a whole ton of Guacamelee.
Yes.
I got this game is platforming side scroller Nirvana. It's great because I had mindset. I just want to play through the game and just have fun and experience it. I didn't expect to just completely have to explore every nook and cranny, every pitfall. I'm diving in different spots to see if there's anything down there. Just just totally falling and like doing my goat flying tactic like across thing, like clearing out all the black on levels, and that game is just it's phenomenal. It's every bit as good as a Symphony of Night style game can be. Like that Metroidvania. Like I'm running around looking for things, knowing there's nothing there, but still going and looking anyway because I see a little spot that's just a little fuzzy. I have to find out why it's fuzzy.
Yeah, you do.
Especially that one where you have that switch underneath one of those little pyramid pieces, and like it's like a little skull switch. You hit it, and the amount of distance you have to cover to get to what that activates is ridiculous. And you have just barely enough time to land on this, turn into a chicken, and fall down a hole. Like it's like I was like, I don't know where this is going, and then I was just kind of flying around the level, and I'm like, wait, that cat thing just moved. All right, now I go back here and then try and jump over there and try to goat fly over this way.
Jeez.
But it's awesome. The platforming is great. I just for the first time in this game, and I'm like 7-8 hours in, and I've almost got it completely 100%ed. Is the first spot I really had to deal with teleporting platforms where they phase in and phase out.
Yeah, Mega Man style.
Yep.
Yeah, except the timing is really, really tight, and you can't see far enough ahead of you to really plan which ones you have to see. It's usually the thing about Metroid is that was always in one room. This one you're crying and it's panning, and I have to vertically go up these things, and I'm jumping into space not knowing if anything's going to be there.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they're real tiny. They're real small.
Yeah, you showed your screen earlier, and they are super tiny.
And it's
they flash in and out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. You have to time. You almost have to jump while the thing's there for a time to disappear and reappear. By the time you do your scream, your double jump into the scream and uppercut, it's tough. It's real tough. But now I'm on my quest of just turning all the what are they called? The map icons into gold ones, saying I 100%ed that area.
Nice.
I'm down to one spot, and then I have the final boss, and there's another place in that final boss floating castle temple area thing that I haven't found yet. I'm at 90% at that one. There's one more thing to find, and then I got to figure out whatever this last bit of thing is, and I still have no idea where the last piece of the luchador match is. Mask is. Come on, tongue. Work with me. But yeah, I can't recommend that game enough. It is absolutely just like I said before. It's platforming Nirvana.
Oh yeah.
And the combo system is so deep. I strongly recommend anybody, once you get to that St. Lucia area, once you unlock all your moves, where you meet with the chicken training, where this giant polo chicken is like, oh, here's my little buddy, and it's this big skeleton guy, and like you got to do combos on him to keep moving forward, and he gives you little rewards. Like the first couple are coins, and you get heart pieces, and
nice,
and the stamina pieces.
Ooh.
And I think the last one was, I don't think I got a, maybe I got a piece of a mask there too. I don't remember.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't do all of that yet because I got to, I think, like the third or fourth one, and I just tapped out. I was like, I'm gonna go fight the final boss. It's probably gonna be easier.
It gets way, way harder. Like it's a point where you're doing dash, dodge, roll into an uppercut, juggle, jump, dash into again to one of those like flaming headbutt things. Like it's literally like, you know, the Vita screen's large. It's literally the command input is across the top, like, all the way across. And I'm like you look like it comes up. You're like, wait, I just did a really simple combo, and then you throw this on me.
Oh man!
But it was totally rewarding because after you get it, you're like, oh my yes,
Yeah,
I'm never gonna use that again. But it's fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait to finish it. But literally, I spent all week playing that game. That's pretty much it.
Did you do the final boss fight yet?
Nope, not yet.
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
you know what? Oh, is he harder than Jaguar?
Yeah, in a way, they're on par.
The Jaguar was probably one of the hardest, most technically use of that game's fighting or action mechanics that I have ever experienced in a 2D fighter.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's equally as hard, but in a slightly different way.
Really, because that was brutal. Because the second you think you got a combo going, he'll flip over to the other dimension on you, and then he gets his shield back instantly, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
use guys.
Yeah, both of those fights took me a few tries each. So
a few tries.
Jaguar took like 20.
Yeah, on a light estimate, it was 20.
Wow.
Because there were times where he would just lay into you off the beginning, and you're just set it down and just I gotta restart. I got no choice. There's no way I'm battling back from this. But it's really good, especially having all those extra stamina pieces. I think I'm gonna have a little bit easier time with the final boss because instead of having 4, I think I have when I fought the Jaguar guy. I gotta find out. I have 8.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I had like 6 by that time, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fantastic. It's still... that's easily top 10 game this year.
Yeah, I gotta get back to it.
Way up there. It's unbelievable. But that's pretty much what I'm playing. Guacamelee the F out of everything.
Alright, Hannah, what you been playing?
Oh, not a whole ton, but I did get in some Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with my buddy John on Cinco de Mayo. And that was
perfect holiday for some fighting games.
Yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of people hanging around, having fun, and it's like, hey, I bet I can beat you up.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Triple dog dare you. Is this Ultimate or Vanilla?
This is Vanilla, unfortunately. But it's still a really fun game. I'm just real bad at it.
I would love to play that some more.
Definitely.
Just throwing it out there.
Sure.
Maybe before Monday Night Game Night, you up for some MVC3?
Oh, yeah, I will let you know.
Well, that's a stern no if I've ever heard one.
Hey, I'm redoing bathrooms right now, maybe in a few weeks.
Who needs pipes?
Yeah, we got a few rounds in. We started doing the tradition of random.
Oh yeah,
is,
TVGP favorite random.
That gets real brutal sometimes because occasionally you end up with She-Hulk and nobody has fun with that.
Nope.
Really, I love She-Hulk.
Awesome. I can't stand her. Cannot stand her. Her and having to fight Amaterasu. Every time someone got Amaterasu, it was just like, well, all right, you won.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they've rebalanced her in the original game, but even if they did, it's still pretty brutal.
Oh, I loved her in the first game.
Yeah. So, but I also been, occasionally throwing down some Lumines Electronic Symphony. I'm so close to breaking 1,000,000, and every time I get within I want to say it's like 50,000 of it, I get to, I can't remember what skin it is, but it just starts throwing blocks at you. And
is it the red and gray one?
Yes, and the clear bar is just like,
yes.
That always kills me when Luminous does that.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Oh,
oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. I need a clear piece.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you know that you can tap the back screen to build up your special meter? I didn't find that out until way late.
Yeah. I figured that out only because you knew about it, and I was like, there was something about tapping the back screen, and I start doing it, and I'm like, oh, the little number's going up in the corner. Cool.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah. So, I got that going, but by the time you get to, close to 1,000,000 in that game, trying to get everything organized and tap the back screen and keep track of everything, my brain just quits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It just goes, all right, it's one or the other. Just play the game. And I played a little bit of each of those, but the one main game on my plate the last 2 weeks has been Metal Gear Solid 2 HD, and I actually finished it yesterday. And I have not played this game in probably 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It holds up, sort of. As far as the story goes, certain parts of it hold up better than others.
That was sort of the case when it came out.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Metal Gear Solid, but I know a lot of people, especially by the time they get to the end, they're like, why are we talking about the internet again? What?
Yeah. And the funny part is, all of that's sort of still relevant, which is kind of nice. But, I can't even really put it into words how weird that game gets at certain points. Like when you figure out the main portion of the plot, when you get, when you find out what the real Metal Gear is and what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And everything from that point on, that's when, I think that's the turning point when you realize that Kojima is just bat poop crazy.
Yeah.
That was the moment. And I kind of got to re-experience it because it's been so long and I forgot a couple of the major plot points.
Well, it doesn't help, too, that they cut out a lot of stuff in the ending to censor it, so...
Yeah, and it just... Oh, man. And, I still feel a little... I like the game a lot, but the fact is, it is basically the first one repeated with some twists, and I get why they did it.
It did that on purpose.
Yes,
yeah.
But and the thing is, I was just trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who's been waiting for this game since the original came out, and I could see people having gotten really, really angry about this game had it come out 2 years later, and been the same exact game.
Yeah,
or the whole series, just move the whole series up a generation, and I don't think this game would have even gotten released.
I think it's sort of funny because I don't think that was really something that a lot of people realized until the game told them that when it originally came out. Because the game pretty much comes out and tells you, "Hey, yo, remember this first game? Everything seems a little similar, doesn't it?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, it is." And then it tells you why, but
and the explanation's wonderful and crazy, but
and I think it's interesting. I will forever defend Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh, absolutely!
But I think
love the whole series.
I think it's one of the craziest. I think a lot of stuff in MGS4 gets way crazier, especially that scene in Europe where Revolver Ocelot is doing those handgun things and ships are blowing up, and I'm just like, this is really weird. Oh, and it's also 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. This is going real wrong. I don't know. MGS2 is great though.
It really is, and especially when you're on the hunt for dog tags. Nothing is more entertaining because I'm starting on. I'm going to do very easy, and I'm going to move on to each difficulty level because each difficulty level you can get different tags.
Yep.
And I think I got all of them in very easy because I cleared every single like place where there were dogs. Like anytime there was a guard, I was like, all right, how am I going to get this guy?
I think there's somewhere. I know on the console versions, there's a place you can go on the main menu under extras or whatever to see your completion rate.
Yeah, that still exists in the HD version.
Okay, perfect. Because one of the biggest things that it helps with is if you miss one, it tells you which strut it's in and which room. So it'd be like, okay, it's in strut C in the generator room, and you're like, where's this dude? Like, what magic sort of thing do I have to do, like,
to unveil this guard?
Yeah, to like come in from this other door after doing this thing, and the guard's there only once. You know, one of those things. That's the part I really enjoyed about. I got most of the dog tags on the original Xbox version.
Oh, nice.
And that's one of the things I really enjoyed. Where it's like, man, I'm only missing like 2 dudes in this whole game. How do I even do this? I don't even know what it wants me to do.
And I like that when you stick the dudes up and they turn around or you get in front of them, you can see if they have a dog tag immediately.
Yeah,
because
like
it's got that little glint. Yeah. One of my favorite things is you occasionally get the tough guy that is like, "What, are you going to shoot me?"
Yeah.
And I always stick up. I tend to stick to the tranquilizer gun because I don't want to kill a guy because then you can't get the tag.
Right.
Really?
So I'll stick up. I think so.
I mean, you figure it'd be easy. That makes no sense. But I guess that's a reward for not killing them, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very Metal Gear thing where it's like, well, they're dead, so goodbye.
Yeah. But, I would stick them up with the M9, the tranq pistol, and they'd be like, "What, are you going to shoot me?" I'd be like, "Well," and then I'd switch over to the SOCOM and just move to their shoulder or like their bicep and pop them in the bicep.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Oh, okay, you mean business, okay."
Yeah. I was
it's
like
really funny because they'll keep the one arm down because you just shot.
Yeah, because you shot them. I always like doing that to their hand, just shooting their hand or pulling out the rocket launcher and shooting it and aiming it at their head, and they're like, "Well, okay, never mind."
Yeah.
The other thing too is you can see if guards have dog tags by using the infrared goggles.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, because it'll show like a lack of heat where the dog tag is.
Okay, I'll have to do that next time.
So you can sort of see them. Genius. You can sort of see them at a distance.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh man, I really got it. Man, see now I'm gonna play it again.
I mean, it's even dumb stuff where it's like you trank someone that you needed a dog tag from, so you just spray them with that coolant spray until they wake up and then hold them up. It's just like, this is stupid. It's amazing. Did you go through the VR mission stuff?
Not yet. I just did the base game so far. I'm actually, instead of the VR stuff, I'm going to do the snake missions next because I've never done those.
Yeah, snake missions are really tough.
Which I'm okay with. I love the challenge in that game. So.
Yeah, not tough in a way that the VR missions can get because I feel like those are fair. Snake missions can be kind of BS-y.
Yeah, which I basically played this on the train to and from work all week. Yeah. So I have to quit at some point. It's kind of a nice, like, all right, I'm just going to listen to music and walk to work.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've never played the Snake missions, I think it's worth it to play through it once, but other than that, they're kind of bad.
Yeah, so. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
I haven't been playing much either. Played some more Borderlands 2, just a little bit. Working on the achievements for Zero and Salvador, which are the longest ones, so I'm pretty much playing through the game twice again. Played a little bit more Game Dev Tycoon. I really wanted to play more of that. I haven't even gotten past like the first area. I'm still working in my garage. I still really, really like it. I've developed a couple more games during my time, and the NES clone came out, and the Master System clone is about to come out.
Nice.
And it's still really solid, but I really want to get over this initial hump to kind of get to hiring more people and getting a bigger office and making bigger games and stuff like that, because just like Game Dev Story, it's at the point where every game you make is getting like 4s and 5s, and you're like, well, come on, like I can't do any better. Yeah, give me some money here. So it seems really great, but I I don't know if I can say if it's really good or not until I can get to the point where I have a really big company. Because same with Game Dev Story, that's where the game really started. Getting
really have some fun.
When you're really pumping out a lot of games and they're all getting awesome reviews and everyone's happy. And
yeah, and you're getting ready to pump out a console. That's
exactly.
Fun. And now, how does Game Dev Tycoon compare to Game Dev Story gameplay wise?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, you're basically saying, oh, I want to make a game, and it's these two genres, and then you configure the specifics of how you want to work on the game engine. So that's a little bit different. So you're basically saying, I want to make a sci-fi RPG, and then you go on the game engine, and you say, here's how I want my graphics to look, 2D, 3D, that sort of stuff. Here's how I want my sound to be, mono, stereo, orchestral, that sort of stuff. So it's got a little bit more, but it's nothing too crazy above and beyond the sort of basic framework. So
maybe I'll skip it then.
It seems really good already, and I'm hoping by the time that some of the screen, like I talked about it last week. You weren't here. Some of the screenshots I saw and stuff were like you're in this big like Ubisoft style area, and you have a mocap studio over here, and you got an engineer pit over here. So it seems like it goes a little bit further than Game Dev Story did.
A little more than just workstations, right?
Yeah, the 2, 4, 8 workstations. That's your company. So it seems like you can do more and more and more things as you keep getting bigger. So that's the sort of stuff I'm really excited about when I keep seeing more about the game is getting to that point.
Okay.
Next game I played, Fez. Really knocking out recent games. I finally finished Fez, so I got all this stuff. I got all the achievements in the 360 version, and that was pretty good. I kind of liked how it ended. I obviously won't spoil things since the PC version just came out, so I know a lot of people are playing it for the first time. I did purchase it on PC at some point because apparently I go into this trance when I go to Steam and I just start buying games and don't realize it.
Yeah, I think we all have that problem.
Yeah, so I played about an hour of it earlier today before the show and knocked out. My percentage says I'm like 55% of the way through. And man, does that game look great on PC.
Nice.
Like, you really wouldn't think it would because it's this real simple blocky style that Fez is. But the biggest part is, number one, it's really clean. There's no gunk from the console versions. But also the transitions between foreground and background stuff, when you go through a door and it sort of zooms all the way back, totally clean now. No hitching, no frame rate drops, none of that stuff. So, super, super great. I know you can play with keyboard and mouse, but I really don't understand why you would want to. So, if you're going to pick it up on PC, just plug in your 360 controller and use it that way.
Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got mine sitting here too. So, I mean, these 360. There we go.
Yeah.
So these 360 controllers for just buy a wired one. They're almost continually on sale for no more than $40. So I mean, everything works with it, and you just plug it in and it just works. So
and if you've got like a bunch of wireless ones sitting around, you can usually find the receiver on Amazon for like $25-$30.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those laying around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I was so sick of dealing with batteries for the 360 controller, like 2 years into the 360's life, because even if you get those rechargeable ones, after a while, they die so quickly. You plug it in, and it does like that flip-a-doo thing on the main. That drives me insane.
Yeah.
So I just bought a wired one, and I just use that for my 360 and my PC. So it just moves with me between rooms.
And if you get really stressed out playing, that cord is definitely long enough to take you out of your misery.
It's true. It's true. Playing some Dark Souls and just can't take it anymore.
Just make sure you take the breakaway USB part off first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Nothing will mess it up. Like and kick the chair. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Curse's well-designed controller.
Indeed.
Oh.
The last game I played this week, though, is Star Command. This is an iOS game coming out to Android and I think PC in a little bit, that I was really, really, really looking forward to. The main selling point was that it's sort of FTL and an old school style bullfrog game. You know, like Theme Hospital, like one of those tycoon games. So it's great. Nice. Like you're pretty much the captain, and you're hiring people, and you're building all these rooms inside your ship, and you're doing ship-to-ship battles, and it was touted that it's not a roguelike like FTL is, so that all seemed great. I don't think I'm going to keep playing this game. So it's $3, which is a fair price. Looks great, sounds great, but the problem is the first mission is fine. Everything is hunky-dory, they're giving you a tutorial, everything's super great. The second mission is really great because you run into a super old, so minor spoilers for anybody that hasn't played it, whatever. You run into a super old Russian spaceship that somehow you reactivate, and Russian zombies start aborting your ship. And you have like this mass of awesome Russian zombies. And you kill them, and then the mission is successful. So that was pretty fun. But the very next mission, you fight against a ship that's probably 4 times the size of your ship.
Ooh.
And people, and you're trying to protect a bunch of people that came on board, and a bunch of enemies are boarding. So like they ratchet up the difficulty almost immediately.
That's never fun.
The problem too is like they tell you a lot in the tutorial, but they don't tell you enough, because you start building these rooms that need ammo tokens. But the game never tells you tap on the room and then tap on ammo for the room to start generating an ammo token.
Really?
I had to learn that from watching Giant Bomb's Quick Look. And then they never explain to you, every time you fire a weapon, there's a mini game that comes up. So, like when you fire the basic laser, there's these big circles with a tiny circle at the top, and then the circle is orbiting it. And by the time the little red dot gets to the tiny circle, you're supposed to tap. So you can get to up to 3 shots. But they never explain to you. So these circles are all moving on screen. You're just like, what's going on? I don't understand. And then I can't even shoot this other weapon because it's an ammo token. And like at that point, I closed it and deleted it. You know,
yeah, I'd be a little upset too.
It sounds a little harsh, but I think at this point, if you're going to make a game that's pretty different from that, you at least need to offer a lot of tutorializing at that point, and you need to. I don't know how many missions there are in the game, but you need to not make it so horribly difficult right out of the gate, especially for a handheld game. You know, like if it's a PC game and you have the keyboard and mouse and you can do a lot of that, that's fine. But it's a little bit too difficult to control on your mobile device. Even I tried it on iPhone, I tried it on iPad. It's just a little too difficult to get that sort of fidelity you need on a game like that. So
yeah,
sort of a bummer.
Yeah, that is.
But hey, Fez is still really good.
Yeah.
Shut up, Paul. Jeez, this cat's over here howling at me. All right, but that's all I've been playing in this super lean week for all of us. So let's take a break.
Right.
Now.
Come here.
All right, time to get a drink.
What are you being a shit about? Hi, everyone in chat.
Someone just fall over.
Yeah, Hannah's gone.
He kicked the door down to go get a drink of water.
He did say he's remodeling the house, so it's got to go sometime.
I'd like tripping over tools. But yeah,
high in 6 chunks.
The quality of that mount is just awesome.
How much was it again? Like $40?
$34. And ow, Boomer. God, all right, fine. You coming up or fuck?
I just want to lick your face.
God damn it! It's like digging into my legs.
You don't need them.
But yeah, then I picked up a one of those like slimline HDMI cables, which man, the profile on that cable's tiny.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Like I mean, it's like as small as a like a what the hell are those things called? A God damn it! I'm done with you. Get down.
All up in my grill. Like one of those SATA cables.
No, it's like a it's like the thickness of one of the cables on the power. The fuck am I thinking of? All right, headphone cable.
Yeah.
Like half of one of these.
Oh yeah.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's so nice and shiny. It works nice. I'm very, very happy with myself.
See, I think that's why I really want... I think that's kind of why I want a new TV. Because I want a new TV. You know, like, and
yes.
You get it home and, like, you're calibrating it and you're saying, like, oh, man, how awesome is this going to look on this? Oh, God, it looks so good. Well, I want to watch Iron Man on Blu-ray. How's that look? Oh, God, it's so good.
Here's the thing. Like, I only have it hooked up to a DVD player right now, and it looks amazing.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Oh, Ava was pretty crazy. Like,
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm not even sure exactly what happened.
I need to watch it.
Like,
Green and Satsu says online content is not rated. Thank you. I think I'm planning on watching it tomorrow because I know my girlfriend's not going to like it, especially since she hasn't watched any of the rest of Ava. So I'm not going to throw her waist deep into 3.33, and she'd just be like, "I hurt inside."
Like I just
my soul.
It's funny. Like I'm sitting there watching it, and none of it makes any sense. Like even right from the beginning, and I'm like, do I have to go back and watch 2.22 again? Because I don't think it was this messed up where I left off.
I was thinking about watching 2 again, and I remembered the ending of that, and I was just like, well, maybe not. I won't bum myself out again.
This is even weirder what's going on now in that universe, and I'm thinking like I know Ava because I have watched and read a lot of stuff in this universe, and this has no bearing on anything that I've ever seen before.
Jeez. Toxic Joker in chat says another movie that'll make you hurt inside, Iron Man 3. I'm gonna go see that tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the next few days here, hopefully.
And I just finished reading Extremis again, so.
Oh, Extremis is so good. I don't care what anyone says.
Extremis
I am. Oh yeah, no one's gonna argue that.
Well, cowboy. Extremis is good.
Really?
He said something about it not being one of Warren Ellis's finer points, but then again, Warren Ellis is pretty fantastic all around. So I could see Extremis being a weaker point for him, but it's still great.
Yeah.
No. Well, John and I are going to have some words. We had some words.
Based on my conjecture, it was something.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Look what you started. No. John, like the day after I watched Iron Man 3, I saw he was on Google Chat, and I was laying into him.
He liked Iron Man 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the reason I'm excited is I'm going to go see it at the ArcLight here, that crazy, super strict movie theater. Where like they have the couches and they don't have commercials at the front, and nobody, if you start texting, you get kicked out. You can't come in after the movie's started, like that sort of stuff.
I kind of like that.
There's a food area in the actual theater, so you can have some dinner if you want.
Yeah, there's a place by well, not by me right now, but it's right in the. It's probably about a half-hour drive from here. It's called Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know if they have those anywhere else, but it is literally you sit down. They start the previews and trailers, and they take your order for dinner while you're watching the trailers, and they bring you like full-on food, dinner, beer during the movie.
P-Flux in chat says Soup Nazi Theater. Well, yeah, because I'm old and I don't like kids anymore, so yes. I will pay an incredible amount of money to not have to deal with somebody texting in front of me.
Well, we saw Megan and I went to go see the new G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Oh God!
and we saw it at Ridge Park Theater.
Oh no!
Which the demographic in that area has changed significantly from when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And when the couple sat behind me, I knew it was going to happen before it even started.
Oh no!
Just as stereotypical as it could possibly be. It was just like chomping on gum. Megan gets mad at me if I'm eating an orange too loud sitting next to her. And then here's this lady behind us just
like,
oh no, he didn't. I'm like, oh, like
my girlfriend's gonna kill
head's
you.
in my hands. I'm like, oh man, this could be any worse. The fact that we actually moved.
Oh man!
In the middle of the movie, actually, she was so annoyed. She's like, "Can we move?" I'm like, "Sure." There's like 8 people in the movie theater, and we moved.
You know exactly what happened. Man.
But yeah, so it was, and that movie rubbed me the wrong way too. I
heard really. It wasn't good dumb. It was just like dumb.
It wasted. All right, not only did they waste The Rock in it, but they totally destroyed anything they had set up. I didn't think the first one was bad. I thought it was passable outside of Cobra Commander not looking like Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
This time they got Cobra Commander looked right, and everything else around it. Why is Raza in the mountains training ninjas? Somebody tell me that.
Who even knows?
Raza, RZA, whatever it is.
Sam, come here.
Wu-Tang.
You know who it is. It's Wu-Tang.
I would watch a G.I. Joe movie if Wu-Tang was in it.
If only all of them were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Man with the Iron Fist wasn't bad.
No.
I thought for his first outing, actually taking the reins and having something fun, he did a great job. Even though I don't think he can hold the role as a protagonist. He's just not. Listen here, Mr. Marbles. You don't need to talk.
All right, you guys ready to do the second segment here?
Yes.
Oh, let me fire up the sun here.
Wu-Tang versus G.I. Joe. I think we know who wins that.
I want Wu-Tang versus G.I. Joe with Wu-Tang as G.I. Joe.
Yes.
All Wu-Tang all the time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. First blue screen on the tablet.
Hooray! Ooh. I love that frowny face because it's like, you sons of bitches. That's exactly what my face looks like, you dicks.
Alright.
Well, should have angry eyebrows, too.
Yeah.
Angry eyebrows, yeah.
Just come up here. Come on. Maria? Yeah. Stupid cat. I don't know what you need. I already fed you. Stop being a shit.
Yeah, I totally forgot to hit reply all to that first email.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's better to forget to do it than to do it on accident.
I still get so confused with Gmail. Because I'm used to having, like, reply to all, forward. Because I use Outlook all the time.
Oh, okay.
And it's just... It's all in one button. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, why are they condensing that? Just say Gmail Touch sucks on the tablet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It always has.
I actually really like the tablet layout for the normal Gmail app on Android.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It worked great, and it linked in with all the Drive apps and whatnot, no problem. Yep. And this it seems a hiccup. Like, I had it down where I opened up the show notes once, and it was like this, it was tiny. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases, downloadable games this week. Monaco, what's yours, mine? Yours is mine. Oh my god. Screw it, we're doing it live. All right.
We're all so tired.
Monaco, what's yours is mine for XBLA. It's 1,200 points.
I haven't played this yet, but I bought it.
I've heard nothing but good.
Cool. Doritos Crash Course 2 for XBLA is free.
Because we needed another one.
Apparently.
Yes, we did. Everyone needs a free 200 points.
I guess.
PS2 Classics, Fatal Frame 2, The Crimson Butterfly for $10. Which I never played this one.
Go play it.
I played the first one.
Go now.
I heard this one's way better.
It's so good.
Okay. Don't yell at me. Like being barked
Podcast over. Go do it.
No.
Yes.
And PS Plus members, Sleeping Dogs is free. Enjoy.
Oh my god, go download this. It's so good.
It's awesome. Just do it.
So just download everything on the list this week. So it's all
pretty much.
The great thing too is there's so much really good DLC for Sleeping Dogs, and a brand new piece of DLC actually just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like a whole nother expansion. So it's nice to see that they're still supporting it.
Nice. All right, U.S. release for the week of May 13th, 2013. Metro Last Light for PlayStation 3, 360, and PC. And that's it, folks.
All right, moving on to news stories. I wanted to start talking about Shadow of the Eternals. And then a lot of stuff happened this week. So let's just talk about this whole thing. So I know some people last week were asking us, hey, you guys should probably talk about Shadow of the Eternals, because it's a Shadow Eternal Darkness spiritual sequel. But I think at the time, nobody really knew who Precursor Games was. Now it's been unveiled that it definitely is the majority of the people that worked at Silicon Knights. Which makes sense, you know, Silicon Knights for a while has been a sinking ship. Until Silicon Knights came out and said, no, we're still around, why? Everyone's like, but, what? Because Dennis Dyack is over at that other company, making that game.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing? They're like, we're still here, we're fighting Epic Games. It's like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, we just put out another appeal for the lawsuit. I'm just like,
why?
What are you? Just close shop. Like I don't understand. And then like, there were some lawyers getting involved, saying, well, maybe Precursor Games is opening because then that stops them from having to do anything with Silicon Knights, and then Precursor Games is starting to do this Kickstarter thing, but they're not using Kickstarter because they're in Canada, so they're doing this PayPal thing where they might not even use all the money for the game. They could use it for other stuff, like buying things in the office, and I don't know what's happening anymore.
Who knows?
There's too much stuff, and I think a lot of people online, I think fairly so, are really concerned about Dennis Dyack being a creative lead on another game. He's not CEO of the company, but I think, and why I haven't put money towards it, is all this sounds really fishy.
and unfortunately familiar.
Yes. I think that's the best way of putting it, is saying, I think most of us are once bitten, twice shy on this.
Just on Dennis Dyack in general.
Yeah, and it sounds super fishy.
Yeah.
So, I would like to see them succeed, and if they were to come out with a game, they're talking about making this game episodic and charging like $5 for a 2 to 4 hour episode and putting out like 12 episodes. I like the math there.
Yeah.
And if you come out with those episodes, I'll buy them, but I don't think I have faith in that company to make a product.
Has there been the episodic even now is rubbing me the wrong way, because I have never seen one work.
Walking Dead, that worked.
Yeah.
Well, that was one contained story. Like, okay, I'll give you that one.
Most of what Telltale's been doing has been good because they've stuck to a schedule. You know, like, it's not like this Valve thing where, like, we're going to try episodes. What episode 3? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, I mean, look at Sin Emergence. Like, that was supposed to be an episodic game, and then they released the first part of it, which was really good, and then nothing.
The problem is we're the only ones that thought that was good, and we're the only ones that bought it.
Yeah.
It bombed.
Yeah, it seriously tanked when it came out.
And I think Telltale is really the only company for me that has shown that it can actually make episodic things where it says we're going to make 5 episodes, they're going to come out every other month, and they're going to be this much money and around this length. And then they actually go ahead and do it. But everyone else, they say episodic, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, because technically, whatchamacall is supposed to be episodic, or a trilogy, to Human.
Yeah, exactly.
So anything related with that and that company, I'm just done. I don't want to spend my money on it.
Well, and they even cited Too Human, saying that, like, well, we put out this game, and we worked for 6 years on it. In case it's Too Human, it's like twice that. But then we get all this feedback after the fact on the game. They said, we want to make an episodic game, so we'll make the first episode, $5, a couple hours. Everyone can give their feedback. We work on the second one. We take all that feedback into account, which, yeah, in a perfect world sounds super great, but I don't think any of us have the confidence in them anymore.
No.
And
and like when you think about it, the original Eternal Darkness was sort of in a self-contained episodic. Like it was broken up in such a way, like it was chapters of a book effectively. Mm-hmm. And I think if they did that, they could pull it off. But just having the talent to pull it off and the business sense to actually pull off an episodic release schedule, I don't think is there if it's still all Silicon Knights guys and Dennis Dyack has any sort of leadership role.
Yeah, and even the Telltale guys come out front and say, like, look, episodic is way harder than standard games. Yeah. Because your crunch time lasts the entire product.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not easy. Nobody does episodic because it's not easy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, even that, I mean, at this point, how much cachet or loyalty does Eternal Darkness garner now? I mean, you got to think, what is that, almost 10 15 years?
It's probably
it's at least 10 years, actually.
Like 10 years that's been removed from, gaming culture. There's an entire generation of gamers that have never seen or heard of that game ever.
Well, I think the opposite is the problem. I think Eternal Darkness does have a lot of cachet. It's very well remembered.
Yeah.
But I think the problem has been Too Human and X-Men Destiny. Everything after that has been really not great.
Yeah.
So I think the well has been poisoned for a lot of people for that team in general. To me, I think a lot of people see Eternal Darkness as like their last great game because even Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes is way too divisive to be.
Yes,
I will defend that game to the death, thus proving the point.
Right, and I hate it, and I think it's an abomination. So, like, I think almost everyone can agree on Eternal Darkness being a fantastic game that probably hasn't aged super well, to be fair, but what it did, at least at the time, was really incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And in a lot of stuff, a lot of people pull that for quirks and whatnot for modern games. Like all have roots from that experience in there.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's been captured since.
No. No. And, I want to be clear for anybody listening, I don't want precursor games to fail.
Not at all.
What I don't think that they can succeed.
I don't think they can succeed crowdfunding it. That's, I think, the crux of the issue. I think if they went with a traditional funding model, they might be able to pull this off.
But I think when we are 3 people that have no faith in them and we don't have money, I think the people that do have money are not going to fund something like that. Because if you go to somebody and say, hey man, we're the old Silicon Knights guys, they moved a couple miles down the road and they're using old equipment that they had at Silicon Knights. So it's literally lift the stuff, put it in the van out back, hey, we're going a couple miles down the road. If you're an investor and they present not only their game but their company and you say, I don't think that's a great choice for my money right now.
Fair enough, yeah.
If I had a lot of money, I don't think I would invest in that team.
It'd be
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other super divisive news story this week was EA gains exclusive rights to publish Star Wars games, which I know a lot of people are upset about, and I do not understand.
I just hand it over to DICE and let them run with it.
So what's funny to me is that was my first thought. It's like everybody wants a Star Wars Battlefront 3. You have DICE, who makes Battlefront games.
Yes.
You want another KOTOR? Oh, look, where BioWare is.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting. You know, it's sort of like everybody's like, how dare they do that with EA? And I was like, you could get what you want.
Yeah.
Think about it for a minute.
If that happened in the early aughts, like I'd have been like, oh, flipping tables, angry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the culture of that EA Katamari has changed so much, so I'm okay.
I think my only hesitation would be, can EA put the right games in the hands of the right team? You know, or are they going to say, "Hey, BioWare, do you want to make Battlefront 3?" And BioWare's like, "No. Why don't you give it to those guys? Like, why would we? Oh, we're making it. Okay." You know, like that's the only thing that I could see would go wrong in this equation.
I would love to see a KOTOR made by Obsidian.
Oh. Well, they tried once and failed.
Don't do that. Yeah.
KOTOR 2 was made by Obsidian. Yeah, but the same problem happened with every Obsidian game. They got 75% of the way there, and the money ran out. So they couldn't put the ending. They couldn't put the ending in it. Way too many bugs.
Yeah, you can't tell if they ran out of money or if the QA team just gave up and quit.
The QA team died.
I can't do it anymore.
We had a gas leak, and we don't have the QA team anymore. So, can we finish the game, or it's Gold Master already?
Oh, maybe we weren't supposed to play that sitting in the car in the garage. I don't know.
Launch party, everyone! Woo! Yeah, I just can't understand everyone's knee-jerk reaction where it's like, I can't believe EA. It's like, but okay.
But they're regardless of how you feel about EA, they have I don't know.
They have the talent right now.
They have the talent. They have the resources. They have the reach to get these games out there.
Yeah,
they could have gone with Activision. That could have been. I think bad. Activision. Yeah, that would have been horrible.
A Dark Forces developed by Starbreeze. Boom.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I'm drooling.
Yeah.
I think Starbreeze is closed now, though.
It doesn't matter. Those guys, that team, do something.
Yeah, but it's like getting upset that Blizzard would be making a Star Wars hack and slash. You know, like it's just like, how dare they? And it's like, well, yeah. So I don't. P-Flux in chat says, I'm just upset over the canceling of 1313. I think we all are.
Yeah.
That game looked super great, and then as soon as LucasArts was getting the axe, they're just like, well, never mind, see you guys later. So
very brutal.
Yeah. But since it's pre-E3 and pre-Microsoft announcement, which is happening in 10 days, it's been a pretty quiet week, so let's take another break.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness we have a lot of emails.
Woo!
Do we have any tweets?
Tweets.
I just feel like garbage.
Garbage. Alright, you guys ready to do this shiz?
Yes.
As ready as we're ever going to be?
Yes.
Yep.
That's fair enough.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about tweets.
Yeah.
Sean writes in and says, love the show, gents. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
2 questions. First, do you believe Diablo will find its way onto the 360 similarly to how it'll be on the PS3? Probably the next Xbox?
Maybe.
I'm still surprised it's coming out on the PS3 and not just the PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Have they announced it coming out on PS4? No, yeah, because they showed it as part of the PS4 announcement thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, why didn't what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think if I was to guess, it's probably a storage media problem.
Probably.
Because Diablo 3 is a pretty big game, so I'm assuming it'll be on PS3, PS4, and whatever the next Xbox is. Xbox Infinity. Ooh. That's been my girlfriend's laughing at me. Alright, his second question is, secondly, does Fuse have a shot at underrated greatness like Sleeping Dogs? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. Because I think the first game they were making that was called Fuse was really great looking.
Yeah,
the second game they're making that's called Fuse looks pretty standard.
Yeah, it looks very forgettable, which is very unfortunate, because that original trailer for Fuse, look it up, is amazing.
It's really great. And then they come back. It's the opposite thing that Borderlands 1 did, where Borderlands 1 went from generic to, ooh, that's kind of interesting looking. And then Fuse did the exact opposite thing, where they relaunched it and they were like, oh, this is a squad-based shooter now, like for real.
Yeah, unless that gameplay is real good, I'm probably not even going to bother with it.
The demo just came out and I haven't tried it. I do really want to try it because it could turn out really well. Because who's making that? Naughty Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be really great, but I'm just kind of bummed out of the gate.
Yeah.
So, meh. Alright, let's move over to emails. Blake, aka PKS Sauce, writes in, hey there, three wise men. Toxic Joker in chat says Insomniac is making Fuse. Yeah, that's right. It's not Naughty Dog. Naughty
Just as good.
Yeah, Naughty Dog's making The Last of Us.
Yes.
Blake asks us, question, now that EA has a Star Wars license rights, do you think they will pull the existing library from Steam and put it on Origin? He says, please say no. I'd like to say no, but I don't know.
Maybe that's why everything was on sale.
Yeah, so maybe you want to pick those bad boys up while you can.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Crap.
I didn't even think of that. I completely forgot about Origin because I don't use it.
Yeah, I tried using it for SimCity.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Next email.
Yeah. Next email here is from Nick W. He says, hello, boys. With the Yakuza 1 and 2 HD coming soon, which is always rumored. Is that fully announced? Has it been announced?
Not that I know of.
I haven't seen it. Oh. Okay. It must still be rumored. Do you want a Shenmue HD collection? I was a big Shenmue and Dreamcast fan and wish I finished it. Or wish they finished it. No, because I don't like Shenmue. Heresy!
I played the first Shenmue, and I enjoyed it, and I'm buying System Shock too. Anyway, yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I liked it was interesting. I liked you could just kind of wander and do nothing in that game and just have fun.
I liked feeding the kitten at the beginning of the first one. That's all.
Come on, I got to play. What was it? Outrun.
Yeah,
Outrun in game. It was awesome.
Yeah,
driving forklifts.
Yep.
Yeah, never did play Shenmue, and I was as big of a fan of Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy as I am. I've always been told that you should really go back and play Shenmue, but I don't know if they would hold up very well for.
It seems like it's really hard to go back to.
Yeah.
Next email from Dave, aka RoboPig. It says, hey guys, from your discussion last week concerning Game Dev Tycoon that featured piracy in the cracked version, a couple points I think worth noting. He brings up a couple of good points that I didn't know. One is that the cracked version was created by the company themselves and uploaded to a BitTorrent site. I believe the same day the game was released. So that's interesting. That sort of changes things. The second and more sobering point is that they found out that after 1 day of release, 94% of all copies played were the pirated version. Only 6% were paid for. I think this makes this possibly the first hard proof that devs/publishers citing crazy numbers on the PC are not all out of whack with what's actually happening. Who can blame a company for not wanting to publish a PC version with numbers like that? I mean, we've always known that PC has had a piracy problem because you can touch the OS.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's always going to be your key to piracy. Oh, can I get to the OS? Oh, well, I can bypass all that stuff, and yay, free games.
Yeah, same reason Android has a piracy problem.
Yeah, exactly. Same reason iOS has a piracy problem, because you can touch that OS. It's just those are really good numbers, but I wonder. I think at the same time they're even a little bit skewed because the developer enabled the piracy themselves. Nobody had to go through and say like, okay, so I need to go in and reverse engineer this DLL, or I need to pull out this stuff in the exe, and okay, I have a cracked version and it kind of works, but sort of, only maybe, but you only play an hour because otherwise it'll crash, that sort of thing. It's the devs are saying like, please pirate our game.
Yeah.
But for why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I purchased the game, so I can't experience the piracy for myself. But is there something in the game that says, "Hey, we know you pirated it, so go buy the full version of the game, and none of this stuff will happen"? Is there an encouragement or a learning experience in the game other than you pirated it? That's bad.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I read a weird article about piracy and people that use, well, mainly people that do a lot of torrenting and whatnot, that on average they spend 300% more on media than the alternative.
Than somebody who doesn't pirate.
Right. Not yeah. That was kind of the crux. And I'm looking around my house. I'll be like, oh yeah.
Well, the thing too is I've always heard the biggest pirater is not the person who was going to buy the thing in the first place. It's
right.
Somebody who pirates new stuff because it's new and they can't.
Yeah.
But like, oh, this new Transformers movie is out. I'll download it. They're never gonna watch it. They just have it. They want to have it.
Yeah, they're collectors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had that bug for years. Where I just gotta get everything.
Yeah, I can get it. Ooh, yeah.
Like you do it because you can, and then a lot of the things, like I've probably, out of all the stuff that I did over the years, I've probably made peace and bought it I don't know how many times over at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I really like it, at some point I will buy it when the price point is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. He has 2 more things for us here. He said, I reviewed the TVGP Steam Game Night thread after asking about it on last week's podcast. They have a Steam group created called TVGP Game Night. It's all one word, which currently has 17 members. Sounds like UT2K4 has been popular a couple weeks, so I'm hoping to join that soon. They seem to have settled on 9 p.m. CST on Thursdays. So
sweet.
That's what's been going on.
Central Mountain Time, so that's 2 hours.
Math, I don't know.
It says 11 o'clock for me, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's 10 o'clock for you. I'm Central, and you're only 1 hour ahead of me, so...
Oh, stop it.
Oh, snaps. You and your snaps. He has one more thing. He says, one last thing. Do you know they were producing one more IT Crowd show? It's going to run about 40 minutes with all the original cast, and we'll be filming real soon. Awesome.
Just heard about it the other day.
Have not heard about that. Super pumped.
Super pumped. All the original cast, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just watching old episodes of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Dark Place.
And just... everyone needs to watch that show. It's so
I hate it's only 6 episodes, but I love those 6 episodes, every inch of me.
God, it's so good.
It's really bad. It's a stapler and a damn mean one.
Alright, next email here is from INW. He's got a longer one. He says, hey guys, listen to episode 289. I was pretty disappointed to hear that the PS3 version of Deadly Premonition was so bad. So the problem is it's genuinely bad and not awesome bad. He continues, I was really looking forward to playing more of that great game. Putting aside that disappointment, I wanted to ask you what your favorite oddities about Deadly Premonition are. He says, parenthetically, since I don't know anyone else who likes this game. I'm a huge fan of the game myself, and there are a few things that I found pretty awesome about it. Firstly, the fact that I could drive full speed into walls and incur no damage was hilarious to me for some reason. It is great because it's like hitting a wall with a matchbox car, and it just like stops. It's just like, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's okay.
That's awesome.
Also, the side quest for collecting the human bones in order to exchange them with a dog for a more powerful weapon was so strange that I could barely believe what I was doing. For an agent, Morgan didn't seem all that concerned that he was finding human remains lying around town, and decided it would be a good idea to give them to someone's dog instead of telling the local authorities. Which, yeah, super weird. You pretty much build a human skeleton and then a dog steals it from you, and in his doghouse is a revolver. So, yeah, Japanese games. Lastly, driving around listening to Morgan discussing film history with himself was rather educational. What odd things do you like the best? One of my favorite things is probably the Sinner's Sandwich. That whole scene where someone introduced him to the Sinner's Sandwich, which is a turkey sandwich with grape jelly and Cheerios. And apparently it's really good, and people who have actually made the sandwich said it's really quite tasty. So I've not done it yet myself.
That sounds disgusting, frankly, but
yeah,
you know.
But apparently it's really good. Stop chewing on my books, cat.
I thought that was a baby. Was the cat making that noise?
Yep, she's pretty chatty. All right, let's move on to next email. Actually, Toxic Joker in chat says, Boston, any idea when we will hear the next game chosen for TVGP Game Club? Soon. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff lately that I haven't had a lot of time. I know there was a 4-way tie for Game Club this month, so I need to make a second round of voting for all that stuff.
I never saw the results thread. Or is there results on it, or
not yet? Because I've been dealing with things. I haven't had time. So there was a 4-way tie, so I need to make another poll for figuring out what that next game is from those 4 games. So that'll be going up probably either later today or tomorrow when I have some time.
Awesome.
All right, next email from Jeff. It says, recently I got the game God's Eater Burst for the Vita as a PSP title, and I'm completely in love with it. I never knew there was a game with this much customizable items, down to customizing your bullets, which, that sounds awesome. I don't know what that's all about, but I'd be down for that. It's very similar to Monster Hunter, except it's possible to play single player, since the CPU team you have is smart. And the story is great, and the best part is that it lends great to the Vita, since you can map the D-pad to the right stick, and is exactly like a standard console FPS layout, which is great for Vita games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any Vita/PSP titles that you know of that have this sort of freedom in customization? I'm still on the lookout for a Diablo 2 type of game, or even a game similar to Monster Hunter. I'm probably going to pick up Soul Sacrifice soon, but I'm not against trying PSP games. One I was looking at was Armored Core Last Raven, since I've wanted to look into mech shooters, but I'm not sure if it has the customization or RPG elements I'm looking for. So apparently Last Raven was really bad, so I would say skip that. I don't know much about Soul Sacrifice since I've been downloading the demo while we've been doing the show, so I haven't had a chance to try that out yet, but I have heard that's really good. Other than that, that's not a very popular genre outside of Monster Hunter itself, especially on the PSP, so I don't really know. I guess, do you guys know of any of them?
If you're willing to expand beyond just that type of game, I would say any strategy RPG.
Oh, there's a ton on PSP.
And there's a ton on PSP, and they just had Disgaea 3 for free on Vita.
Yep.
And it's when you talk about customizing stuff in Disgaea, like literally
you go all the way.
Just it's too much, but it's
menus
just
on menus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your menus have menus, and none of them are touch-enabled, which drives me insane.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we got so used to that input just touching things versus using a cursor anymore?
Yeah.
Where it doesn't work, I get a little upset. I'm just like...
Oh, I hate when I see a link, I'm like, ooh. Oh, son of a... There's times where I've actually put my hand up to my monitor at work. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, let's move on to our next email here from Sevenhender, writing in again. He says, "Hey there, fellas. This week I had got a long one for you guys, so hopefully you have the time. We definitely do."
Yes,
hey, miss you, buddy. Sorry I'm working.
First, I want to ask you about simple but still great features in cooperative games. When I played Dead Island Riptide recently, I noticed the game pauses if all players are in the inventory and/or pause screen at the same time. This way, you'll never get attacked by an enemy if no one has your back. Okay, game, great feature. Can you think of similar things that should be in any co-op game? I kind of like that idea.
That's pretty awesome.
Because I like the idea that if everybody's in the same menu, let's just pause the whole thing. Because my girlfriend and I run into that sometimes with Borderlands 2, where we're both like looking through our loot and we're looking through, what badass challenges we still have to do, and next thing you know, somebody's shooting us that wandered over. And it's like, but nobody's doing anything right now. We're just looking at loot.
Probably my favorite thing that happened in I had a similar story in Borderlands where I think I was playing with Jive and one of his buddies, and we were trying to get that invincible Varkid, the spawn. And I'm sitting there, and I'm the only one that's level 50 and rolling with fat loot. And so I'm sitting there looking, going through my list, and they're like, "Hey, Knobs, we're kind of in trouble over here." I was like, "What? Oh
yeah,
I'm on it."
Disaster going.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But I love the dude bro stuff from Army of Two when you're playing with somebody. Yeah. Like just the random high fives and like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. Like awesome stuff.
It's I would like more Toe Jam and Earl stuff in co-op games where you can just high five and share health.
Yeah.
Good features, bad games. The conversation stuff in Alpha Protocol in a really truly great game could be groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And we always come back to that but there's just so much good about that game that you don't see unless you play through it a few times.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, we'll think it's more stuff. Let's.
I just like more in-game character interaction instead of just everyone happen to be playing the same area at the same time, but not relevance that you're actually with anybody.
Yeah, make it more like an MMO.
Yeah.
He continues, if you haven't talked about DOA 5 Ultimate, I wanted to bring it up. No, we haven't, because I don't know how I feel about it yet. I've seen a trailer that showed one new character, Momiji? Possibly from Ninja Gaiden 3. He says XX plus whatever. He says her stage and a little teaser shot of Leon. I guess Knobs is cheering right now. So much for the good news. He says, I checked the homepage and it looks like it's going to be a completely new game instead of DLC content, which is exactly why I don't know how I feel about it yet. Since I bought the collector's edition of the original, like I did, as well as the costume packs available, like I think both of us did, I spent way more than $100. He says, for me, that would be euros. That makes it even more expensive on this game. I bought all this stuff because I love the series and wanted to support them. Do you think they're going Capcom on us fans? It seems like it. Unless this unless this thing is $20, I'm not super happy.
You know what? Knowing Tecmo, I would imagine this is more of a lack of planning than anything else.
Yeah.
Just like kind of what happened with it wasn't Borderlands 2 that just said, "Oh, we're just making another," like Left 4 Dead 2. Like this kind of has that stink all over it. We're going to release this next game the following year because, well, we wanted a DLC, but there was too much of it, so we're just going to make another game.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels.
And I could buy that if DOA 5 Ultimate had an incredible amount of stuff. But right now they're saying for sure there's one new character and one new stage and maybe another character.
Wow.
So but if you're going to put in DOA 5 plus all the costumes plus this stuff, now we're talking about maybe a better package.
Yeah.
But really need to have a lot more content in there to justify even $40 for another game.
Yeah. If it's along the same vein that DOA Ultimate was, that had 1 and 2.
Yeah.
With every possible thing you could think of in it.
Yeah.
I think I could be okay with that. Or if it was DOA, like it was DOA what is the DOA 5 Ultimate?
Yeah.
Well, it better pull in all the stuff from 4.
That'd be great.
If
Stages,
you had all
characters, costumes, yeah.
You pull in all that stuff, I'm in for another 60.
Oh yeah, that would be an easy sell at that point.
Yeah.
But if it's just a stage and a character and that, then that's a Capcom. I mean, that's Fate of Two Worlds.
It's pretty much the definition.
Yeah. I better not see fight cards.
Yeah, jerks.
Paper cuts.
Moving on to his last question here. Speaking about Capcom, said, I started playing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Since a lot of people seem to be confused about what Dark Arisen actually is, I want to be clear. It's the original game, which has been improved, plus the actual add-on, and that all for a budget price. So he's right. Somebody had explained it to me. It's basically Dragon's Dogma fixed, plus DLC, plus all this extra stuff for only $40. So that's a pretty good deal.
Cool.
He says, man, is it awesome, and I mean it. I know you guys appreciate games like Shadow of the Colossus, Skyrim, Dark Souls, and Monster Hunter for what they are, even if you haven't played them all. But putting all those games into one new IP was the best thing that Capcom did in ages. I know you didn't play the first time around, as did I, but hey, there's not much being released right now. So I ask you and I urge you, hell, I'd even beg you, don't let this one pass. I promise you, you've never had boss battles like this.
It is sitting on my shelf.
Yeah,
I have the original.
I was pretty much going to buy this before he started making this this plead, and I'll buy it.
You know what? I mean, that Dragon's Dogma had its it was on my radar, but I just keep kind of missing it. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, nothing seems to be coming out next week, and I'm itching for a new game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so D-Voice in chat asks us, small question, what game do you think you've spent the most time on over the course of your entire life?
That's World of Warcraft easily for me. I know exactly what my playtime is, and it's shameful.
It's a shameful number.
It is not a number that is to be revealed in public.
I think for me, non-World of Warcraft, probably Symphony of the Night or Final Fantasy XII, because I had that one Final Fantasy XII playthrough where it was over 125 hours.
Ooh.
So.
Oh man, that's really, really tough. I think current gen Borderlands 1 it wins hands down.
Easily, yeah.
I would say historically, probably UT99.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there was those people that were playing Counter-Strike and living on it. I was UT99.
Yeah, I was Counter-Striking way back in the day, and that's probably the more shameful number than the WoW number, actually.
And that was before like any of this, even thinking to count hours at that point, where that game literally sucked so much time, and man, I played that game a lot.
Those dark days, man.
As my collection would show that I own every iteration of every Unreal ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks everyone for sending in all the questions. If you would like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us at tvgpfans@gmail.com. And tweet us at tvgp.
Please come join the forums. Mark yourselves on the map and come join us for Monday Night Game Night, 10 p.m. EST. Left 4 Dead 2. Got one spot's already reserved, but please come in and join us.
And everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
Don't forget about Steam Game Night at 9 Central on Thursdays, and more information about this month's TVGP Game Club game will be available soon.
And for anyone watching the live stream, In 6 Chunks wants to do some live streaming stuff on Battlefield 3 or COD Blops 2, so follow him on Twitter, In 6 Chunks, with an X at the end. And I know he's been doing a lot of live streaming for Monday Night Game Night, and I know he's been posting a lot of that stuff to his YouTube, so check his stuff out. So really appreciate him doing a lot of that stuff.
Hear me say some dumb things.
Yep.
Dumb things.
Yeah, if you can't play on Monday nights, you can always watch the recap.
Yep. And if you want to watch us do this dumb stuff live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. If you can't make it live, all the archives are up on that site. And they also get exported to our YouTube channel. All those links and way more is on the right-hand side of the page. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Peace.
Let's do titles.
All right. I have a whole bunch.
Oh, wow. I don't have any either.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wow. News story. I don't have any.
All right. So,
shocker.
Let's kick it
Hey,
off.
I got one last week. Come on.
Right? Yeah.
Sam, come over here.
We'll start off with It Was Rough. My brain parts. Land on this, turn into a chicken and fall down a hole. Come on, tongue. Just a little bit. Flip-a-doo. Awesome Russian zombies. Genuinely bad instead of awesome bad. Stop chewing on my books. Rolling with fat loot.
Say hi to chat.
I don't know how I feel about it, and that's a Capcom.
That's a Capcom. That's got to be it.
I like that's a Capcom.
That's a Capcom. That's a showstopper.
I'm gonna put an exclamation mark at the end of it. That's a Capcom.
That's a Capcom.
Who said that?
That was you. You said something about DOA 5 Ultimate.
Oh,
like if it's just one level and it's just one character, that's a Capcom. And it should have like the sad trumpet after it.
Yeah.
Wah.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 290 for May 13th, 2013. That's a Capcom.
Dun-dun.
A new challenger appears.
You know, it'd be even better if we could have the Law and Order dum-dum.
Hey, let's see if I can find that.
Dum-dum. There it is.
Alright, you guys can stop recording. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us in chat yet again. I know we record a little bit early, but still nice to see a bunch of you in here. What a dogs, jeez. It's Animal Cast this week. Alright, but thanks, everyone, for watching. See you next week.
Bye.